Welcome to FranchiseWire Live, your source for all things franchising. Remember to subscribe to FranchiseWire Live on YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And for the latest in news, events, and happenings in franchising, bookmark FranchiseWire.com. Now here's the host of FranchiseWire Live, IFPG President, Red Boswell.
Welcome to another edition of FranchiseWire Live with Red Boswell, President of the International Franchise Professionals Group, IFPG. We're joined today by our good friend, Brook Wise. Brook is Director of Franchise Development for Express Pros or Express Personnel or Express whatever you want to throw on.
Employment professional. Yeah.
There you go. So you're the man. Thank you for being on here today, Brook.
Oh, my pleasure. Very grateful to be a part of this. I feel like I'm speaking to franchise royalty, honestly.
Yeah, he's not on here today, so they got me. So, Brook with no S.
That's right. No S, no E.
S. Amen. Okay,
right,
no Brook,
right.
no S, no E on Brook. It's Brook.
That's right. That's
Brook.
right.
I mean, it's not Brooks, it's Brook. Thank you. Okay, more coffee, stat. We're here to talk franchising, bro. Now, first, help. Where are you at?
So I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Yeah, been here since late '92, early '93. Yeah,
I think we met probably around then in franchising. You and I go back.
Like sometimes it
it feels like it. We'd be at an expo across from each other, twiddling our thumbs.
Yeah.
Anybody got a football? We just start
right.
playing catch sometimes.
That's
so
right.
in Cincinnati, but your corporate office is in Tulsa or Oklahoma City?
Express is based in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. And for those two people in the world that don't know Express, what do y'all do?
Actually, there's quite a few. We do have a tendency to fly below the radar a little bit. But Express Employment Professionals is the #1 temporary staffing agency franchised in North America. We put people to work primarily in temporary, temp to perm format. We also do the direct hire. We do it through a network of franchisees that the average office will put about 700 people to work a year. And actually, right now, it's probably a little bit higher than that if you were to look at the last 90 days. So,
how many offices? How many offices?
We have right now we have 860 locations. We're an international brand as well. We're obviously our largest footprint is in the States. We're up into Canada, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand most recently.
Strong. I heard a little birdie tell me about that one, the New Zealand and
yeah,
Australia.
We're very excited. We're very excited. We partnered with a firm over there that's been around for a long time, and we're just getting underway in Australia and New Zealand. So.
And how long you been with Express, man? I'm surprised they hadn't changed it to Brook.
No, actually, almost 10 years for me, but I'm still a newbie because the average tenure of the corporate employee of Express is almost 17 years. So I'm still a young one.
In franchising, that is you're like, you're set up with your it's not called 401k, it's called what is the old retirement account that you got paid forever? You get a search of the P.
Like a pension?
Pension, thank you. See, you don't have to have a brain to be in franchising. See, you're ready for pension at 10 years in franchising, man. You're old school all the way. Good for you. Well, it's testimony to Express being a solid company.
Yeah, it is a fabulous organization that I'm very grateful, very proud to be part of. And quite frankly, it all starts with the franchise owners and our founders, of course. It starts at the top, but we've never, ever done wrong by the franchisees, ever. We always put the franchisees first in everything that we do, and that makes a big difference for sure.
Well, the consultants know that too, because you take very good care of them. They trust you guys, so we appreciate that. Now, we're here to talk to the Zor, give any advice, the Zor, that maybe we can help the franchise industry. You guys give back so many ways. So Express, what's the item 7 all-in investment so the Zors can put it in perspective?
Yeah, it's great. It's our investment level for one of the highest returns in all of franchising. Our investment level is $150,000 to $174,000 all in. Yeah.
Strong. And do they have to set up an office, brick and mortar? I mean, obviously got to set up somewhere. Is it in a strip center, or is it hidden?
Doesn't have to be. It's a protected territory, and the franchisees do operate a location within that protected territory. So it can be brick and mortar. It can be a shared office space. It can be a strip mall. It's really the space in our model is a piece to the puzzle.
Got it. Okay, so we're not going to shy away from the C word, COVID-19, and the pandemic that's hit. Would love to know. I mean, every time I guess, I think I miss it. So I would think y'all got hit really hard. People, you hear about everybody getting laid off. You don't hear a lot about people getting hired. So give it to me. Where you at?
Yeah, so quite frankly, within the first 2 weeks in March, with everybody else, we lost. So we're 3.5, almost $3.6 billion company. We lost 28% right out of the gates within the first 2 weeks, and it was really interesting. What happened is things they kind of flattened out, and then we slowly started seeing some of our indicators go the other way, including the sales numbers. So, it's the biggest thing right now for us is that the number of client businesses that franchisees are billing right now is up over last year. So there's more opportunities, more clients being billed, and quite frankly, our sales from being 28% down, in March, we're only down about 9% from last year right now. So
for the year,
franchisees are really being innovative and finding really special ways to still make that positive impact in somebody else's life through employment. And it is fascinating, some of the things that the franchisees have come up with.
Well, it's interesting to me too that you, FranDev, Director of Franchise Development, normally when a guy in your position talks about sales, they're talking FranDev, but you're talking franchisees because that's what you guys are focused on, helping the franchisee. So franchise
Right.
year to date down 9%, but it sounds like probably month to date you are up compared to last year, and you're going to eclipse last year's numbers at that trajectory. All right, what about FranDev? Where are you seeing
FranDev, we're ahead of last year. We're actually we've added 10 new franchise owners more than we did this time last year. Our discovery days are 100% virtual, and we have one actually coming up this Friday. We have 8 or 9 candidates in attendance. The biggest one we've had was 2 weeks ago, which was 17 folks. So we're doing very well, and very proud of it. And people are seeing the opportunity, and they're kind of seizing this opportunity to invest in themselves, invest in the business, and launch it during this time, because companies they're hiring people, but they're very hesitant to hire that permanent person. So they're looking to agencies like ours to hire that temporary employee and then convert them to a full-time employee. Now, mind you, and everybody that's kind of watching, we're not placing folks with unskilled labor or day labor. It's anywhere from, somebody that needs a couple hours training to very skilled labor that we're placing. So it runs the gamut. There's no limitation on what the job that the franchisee can place. So people see that opportunity, and they're really seizing it and investing in themselves, especially with commercial real estate the way it is. And
I'm so glad we're recording this, because people don't believe me. I keep telling folks every day, they're like, "Hey, Red, what's happening in franchising? Are there any brands doing well?" I'm like, you would think if you watch the mass media that the world's falling apart, but man, they ain't watching franchising, because there's some sectors that are suffering more than others, but man, there's some thriving ones. It ain't just the cleaning franchises that are doing well. It's this and this and staffing.
That's right. Yeah, we're ahead of last year, and we're a single unit owner. We don't do multi-unit owners up front.
I didn't know that.
We're single unit owners, hands-on owner operator business, and it's been fantastic. And it's so you're seeing it on your side. You're seeing the folks that have been furloughed or laid off in the corporate America. Over 90% of our franchisees that join us are coming from corporate America. So it's just trickling down, and it is a really good time to jump in the business for yourself and in franchising.
All right, so Brooks, you see, I did it again. I threw an S on there.
And I told you in the beginning, you can call me whatever you want.
All right, you said something earlier that caught my ear. The franchisees came up with cool ideas. That's where the best ideas, the Big Mac. It came from the Z. All right, give us some.
So So when COVID first hit, every corporate had every single franchisee virtual within, I'd say, 72 hours. And we invested in an enterprise Zoom account on their behalf, didn't ask any questions, prepaid it for 90 days. So we did that on their behalf. And we also reduced royalties. We actually cut royalties in half for the franchise owners.
The percentage? Or
percentage, yeah, which equated to about, the average office received about $23,000 financially to them, actual cash. There was a couple of other things that we did from a financial perspective to really help them out. But what they did is they said, okay, well, we're going to find ways to innovate. We're going to find ways to continue to thrive in this. So they're operating from a virtual presence. So obviously the Zoom platform was very key. They use Zoom from an interview perspective. But then they started kind of saying, okay, let's get bigger here to think outside the box. And a big part of what we do is recruiting. So they wanted to host job fairs. So they did the virtual job fair on Zoom, which was great. But they also kind of took it a step further and started doing drive-through job fairs. So where, potential employees would actually drive through with their cars, and everybody, of course, would have their PPE on, and our express franchisees.
Drive through what?
They would drive through the parking lot, actually go by the physical location, and do an interview while they were in their car. So it was really cool to see the franchisees just kind of rise above it and just say, hey, we need to find a way to be successful here. We need to find a way to thrive. And that's
so you had people driving through thinking they were going through a Chick-fil-A drive-through. It's like,
I don't know about that,
nuggets.
But it was clear. I mean, the franchisees had the big tent set up, and it was very clear as
like a Chick-fil-A. It looked like your background.
Oh, right. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Nice. All right. It would be nice if they had some free Chick-fil-A as you apply, though. I'm just saying you could kind of.
That's for sure. But it takes that kind of thinking outside the box to really make it happen. So.
Oh yeah, no, and that catches your eye. And there's a whole lot of people driving by without a job.
Right.
Going, wait a minute.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons you're up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Fantastic. Now, why are you up? You kind of answered this, but I mean, not only the Z's up, but the FranDev is up. Yeah. I mean, were you closing deals in April?
Yeah.
Awarding franchises in April. Nice.
I don't have the exact number, but yes, we did. We did, and actually in March, and I awarded 2 in March. One was for the Carolinas, and we actually were at Discovery Day in middle of March, and they awarded at the end of March. And it was they came into it, saw the opportunity, knew that really felt that we'd kind of come out of the COVID, and really felt that employment would be where it is today, and they wanted to position themselves to be able to open now. To take advantage of it. And
solid candidate, baby.
He's opening next week. So,
I've said this before, but it bears repeating. We're seeing, there was a lot of Zors aren't seeing maybe an uptick in franchise leads yet. No, some are, some aren't, but they all agree that the quality of a candidate coming into process during a crisis, the risk tolerance is, way low. I mean, or way high. They're very risk tolerant, and their financials tend to be better. They have gone through the downturns, and they ain't so scared. So anyway, quality candidates.
You're absolutely right. And we've seen that exact thing. So last year, just to give you a little perspective, we had just over 10,000 inquiries to the front of the system. So these are folks that said, hey, I want to learn more. And some of those were IFBG referrals. And
only 9,000.
Yeah. Only 9. That's right. So the rest were junk. But, and it's really interesting because we're seeing the quality is it is so high, so much higher than it was last year at this time. And you nailed it. And that's exactly what we're seeing. And you're getting folks that are actual buyers that want to have a conversation, that see the opportunity, that understand the risk. And it is an opportunity to buy right now. It really, truly is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Amen. All right. So you got up on development, Franchisees have band together. They're sharing best practices. They're doing better
Yeah.
than ever.
Yeah.
Let's look to the future. So not just Express's future, but franchising in general. Any advice, any best practices you're seeing that Zors maybe could follow? Any insights into funding? I mean, just wide open.
Yeah, the funding piece, I think, continues to kind of unwind itself. We've never, in my almost 10 years of tenure using SBA was, we had some folks that use SBA, but it was not, popular is not the right word, but it wasn't quite frequent. Most of the folks came in, they leveraged their 401k and used a rollover, or they used cash. And so, but now we're seeing an uptick in financing, but it's the red tape and the process behind it is still unraveling. So, I think the financing piece is still getting figured out, and the focuses are elsewhere, and rightly so. But I think it's just staying with the process, knowing what to do, when to do it, and just being committed. And there are buyers out there, and there are opportunities out there. And I think now more than ever, you've got to take your time. You've got to meet the candidate where they are in the process, 100%. You can't expect to. I don't think. Now, this is my personal opinion. Some of my colleagues will disagree. However, you can't quite move the candidate through the process anymore to how you want to. You have to meet them where they are.
Empathy. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you have to have patience. You do, because people aren't pulling the trigger as fast as they used to, but you do have to have patience.
Okay, interesting you say that. So you're doing virtual discovery days, not in-person discovery days yet, again.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard a theme that these virtual discovery days are moving people faster because you don't have to wait a month and I got a soccer game that day, let's move to the next. And what have you seen on the virtual discovery day, comparing it to the typical discovery process timeline?
So I will agree, it does move folks faster. However, from a development perspective, you have to make sure that person is ready for the discovery day, because it can also get you on the other side if you throw them into a virtual discovery day because it's easier and it's faster and everything else, and they're not ready for it. That candidate, if they're not prepared or they're not the right fit, they can kind of poison the barrel, so to speak, with other candidates that might be there at your discovery day. So I think, the seasoned veterans will know how to do it and can be very tactful with it. But yeah, it's easier. We did all in-person discovery day and paid for all the discovery day travel and put them up for a night and did it right. It was done very, very well. And, we've shifted within a week and had a virtual discovery day. And actually, for us, the only piece that was a bit of an uncontrollable was the technology. And we had to work through the technology on the candidate side of things for them to participate in our discovery day. So we said, hey, let's try to take control of that. So we actually send them a laptop to participate in our virtual discovery day. They returned it, of course, and we've had them all come back. Believe it or not, we only have one that was slow, but they returned the laptops, and it really does help that candidate immerse themselves in the experience. And we have our leadership participate in our discovery days. It's very interactive. And of course, we use the Zoom platform, but it does give folks a really good feel for our culture and a really good feel for how we ensure that candidate's success as a franchisee.
And are your requirements that you've had prior to the pandemic and now today, have you changed the requirements to be able to participate in a discovery? Because you don't have to pay for them to fly and all that, so you could open the gates a lot more.
No, we haven't changed the requirements at all. And I tell you, from a resale perspective, from a franchisee resale perspective, it does help kind of move that piece along, because we still have our resale candidates participate in discovery day as well. So it does help shorten that timeline, to your point, for sure.
Okay, and let's talk percentage awarded discovery day, pre-COVID discovery days now, percentage who attend a discovery day and ultimately are awarded a franchise. How's it look?
It is, it's almost, to the percentage point, it's almost the same. So it hasn't
Isn't that
changed.
crazy?
Yeah, it is unbelievable. It truly is. It truly is.
I've had Zor swear to me that it's higher on the virtual.
Ah,
And
yeah, I could see how that could be because
I can't.
more folks,
I mean,
yeah,
you would think it's just, oh yeah, sure. It's one thing to commit to travel and all that comes with it
right,
versus,
right,
oh yeah, I'll just
right,
jump on a Discovery Day, sure.
right,
And yet,
right. Yeah,
uh,
yeah. No, it's a testament to the system,
yeah,
100%. For me, it
amen.
is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, Express does it right. You're so respected. Your team, your brand. Just love that your profitability of your Z's. We didn't talk about it, but I've seen it up and up and up every year. The global presence that you now have, and your commitment to working with consultants and treating them right and following the frickin' frac process so well. I
That's
tout
how
you
we
down.
get some of our best franchisees, Brad. I mean, it's the consultant networks. It's no secret. And as we look back over the years, our success, franchisees that are referred by consultants, generally as a rule with our system, will have a higher level of success because they're matched appropriately and the fit is there. So for us, using consultant is just a part of what we do, and there's great value there for us.
Thank you. Well, appreciate the little testimonial. I'll have to record
True.
that. Well, I don't know when I'm going to see you in person, bro, but I hope it's
I don't
sooner
know,
rather
man.
than later.
Hopefully soon. That'd be great. I,
You
I
know,
would really enjoy it.
I think it might be January 4th through 6th in Margaritaville Resort in Hollywood, Florida.
I think you have a point there. We're registered to attend. We wouldn't miss it.
We better not cancel. No postpone, no cancel, no virtual. We're going live
I know
on the
it.
beach.
That's
On the
right.
beach.
Everybody
All right.
will be ready for it by then, don't you think?
That we won't even know how to spell COVID by then. It'll be gone in history. It'll be a wives' tale. So, well, for guys, FranchiseWire live, Red Boswell with IPG, and our buddy Brook. No
Hey,
S.
you got it.
Brook Wise with Express Employment Professionals. Appreciate you, brother. See you soon.
Hey, appreciate you. Thank you, Red. Appreciate it.
Always.
Take care.